Julie, once again, I really want to thank you for coming to Moose Jaw Ford and checking out the new vehicle. We really appreciate you. You want to trade your Fiesta, and I think based on what our conversation was, the Escape, it sounds like a really good vehicle for it. And I think I'd like to show you why. So come on with me and I'll show you a few really cool things about it. First off, I just want to point out the design. How do you like it? Looks fantastic, doesn't it? One of the cool things it does, they create this shark mouth design. The shark mouth just gives it a wider, more stronger base. Gives that really nice, strong, thick look, which is what you want out of your SUV. We're not driving the Fiesta anymore with the little tiny mouth. This is a big shark, and we want to take full advantage. Wrapping it around, we carry a whole design all the way through the vehicle, which we'll talk about all the way. And you can check out the headlights right here. Obviously, headlights are part of the design. One of the cool things about these headlights is they're actually automatic high beams. So the automatic high beams, if we're going above 60 kilometers an hour, and with not enough ambient light, it'll actually flip it on. If you're bright, you can see what's happening, and it'll automatically dim when it detects light, or you slow to 60 to go around a corner or whatever. That really keeps us a little safer on the road, so we can allow us to see what's going on. While we're talking about the shark mouth, I want to show you a couple of really neat features on it. Now, it's very hard to see, but I'll see if we can point one out for you here. So inside here, we have what's called active grille shutters. Active grille shutters serve a lot of purposes here, and they're completely automatic, so you don't have to worry about it because they do what they're designed to do. So they're open and closed, depends on temperature and what you're actually driving. So with the temperature, when you go to start your vehicle, it'll close to keep that engine warm, so it warms up quicker. So in the middle of winter, which we all hate, we can get that nice Ford heat coming into your vehicle as soon as possible. When you hit the highway, they'll also close to create better aerodynamics. Keep us, we want that lower footprint, the carbon footprint. We want better fuel economy, especially with the price of gas right now. So we want to make sure that we can do that. Now, depending on temperature, if it's too hot, it'll open up to cool down. So either on the highway or in the city, and you don't have to touch it, which is a great feature. Now I want to show you one of the cool things, because this is what the engineers have really gotten smart at. We all know what it's like to be in here, and I know you moved from Vancouver out here, so we want to make sure, you know, if you ever got to plug your car, you got to check it. You're always fumbling for that little hood switch. You don't have it. Like your hood release, where it's always been, you pull once, and it opens the hood, you pull a second time, and releases the hood. So what does that do? It eliminates the need for you fumbling underneath here or taking off your mitts to try and get underneath here so we can access. While we're underneath here, I can show you a couple quick little points on it. You can actually see that all your maintenance points are highlighted in yellow or in clear plastic containers. Once again, just to make that easy. So when you're going on the highway, because we've got a trip coming, or we're going to a sporting event, we're always in a hurry. A quick check to make sure that all our fluid levels are topped up and we're ready to go. What do you think of that? Yeah, cool, that's what I thought. So come along the front, I want to point out a couple other things here. So you see how we have the difference in the windshield here? We have this little camera. That works for your adaptive cruise control. So your adaptive cruise control is one measure that we can use to keep us safer on the road. What that'll do is we can set the distance that we will be between the vehicle in front of us. And we can do 4 car lengths, 3 car lengths, 2 car lengths, or 1 car length. You can adjust this on the fly to whatever your comfort level is. So you're on the highway, let's say you're doing 115, someone's doing 105, you'll slow down to that appropriate car length and stay in that pace until you go to pass, and it'll go back up to the speed that you like. This vehicle is so smart, it even has intelligent cruise control, which will actually read the speed signs, and actually you can set it taller so it'll keep you close to the speed to kind of keep down on those tickets, because let's face facts, it's a little hard on the pocketbook. So come along with me on the side. If you want to point out a couple of things, we got what's called a high belt line. So what the high belt line will do for you is it actually carries that strong structural look, that SUV look, all the way through the vehicle. Now the stuff that you can't see is a lot of safety stuff. I know you had a couple of little bang-ups in your old one that had nothing to do with you. So Ford has built that in because that's what happens to a lot of people. We have rolled steel that comes on here on your A-pillar, and they have what's called boron steel, which is in your side intrusion beams, which actually prevents vehicles from coming in. And they're designed to move the energy of the crash all the way around you and not through you, to keep you as safe as possible. This one actually has a much higher safety rating from the from the Highway Transportation Safety Board. It has a higher rating than your Fiesta did. So that's pretty nice to have. Coming along to the back here. Now I know you're on a lot of road trips with the family. Your 12-year-old, you said, is in a lot of sports. We want to make sure that everyone's comfortable when we're going on a road trip. And I just wanted you to check this out. This is actually the largest rear seat and comfort level in the market. So everybody has it. And the really nice thing is, I can actually adjust it. So I can adjust it for cargo in the back, which we'll talk about in a second. Or if we have someone who just likes to be a little bit closer to the seat, we can allow them to do that. Pretty neat idea, eh? So coming around to the back, I want to point out a few really nice things. Obviously carrying and tailoring on the look is we carry the LED lights all around the back. We have the nice spoiler that comes across. Just to give you that wide look, we have the dual exhaust in the back as well. So fantastic styling all the way through the vehicle. We're very proud of this vehicle. We want you to be very proud of this vehicle. So speaking of storage space, because we like to go on hiking trips, I know you like to go to the cabin. We always have stuff carrying, and that's why we want to have this stuff. This is the back space and cargo area. This actually has 25 cubic feet more storage space than your Fiesta did. So that's like 2.5 of me. Depending on what I eat at the buffet, it might be 2 of me, but you can store a lot of me in there. So what you can do is you can have obviously easy load lift over. You don't have to fight anything. And if you stay right there, I'll show you something even nicer. Very easy and simply, I can just fold down that seat at the snap of my fingers, and you can see how much cargo space you actually have to when you're going on those longer trips or you're hiking, kayaking. We always like to have all that stuff. Now we did mention this is actually usable for a lot of people. We can actually set how high we want our tailgate to come up in case we're in a low level situation or if you're vertically challenged. So now what we've done is we've set it up so it'll actually come up to a certain height. So if I use my key fob, which also has a remote start on it, you can hit my button twice and it'll actually pop right up just the height I want. Now with your other people, you can open up, you manually put it to the spot that they're the most comfortable, hold the button again, wait for the beep, and it's programmable. Perfect there. Now underneath here is an undercarriage. Now we've been talking about coming out from Vancouver or coming out to winter. Well, winter sucks and we all know that. So a lot of things is really nice about this vehicle. This vehicle is wider than your Fiesta. They've actually widened it from the last model, and it's actually a little longer than the last model too. So it's gonna give you that smooth, comfortable ride, but also allows you to fit in truck ruts and wheel ruts and everything else in a lot more comfort level, okay? Now underneath there, we actually have an underbody shield. Now it's very hard to see unless we're gonna crawl on it or put it on a hoist. But this underbody shield is not only designed to protect from when we're off-roading, you know, going to the park and going to hike, and we like to go to a really remote spot, you know, there's some rocks and stuff we might dig into, but also the normal stuff with the snow and everything else. So what that allows us to do is it protects it, but it also is designed to get us better airflow. Better airflow means better fuel economy. Better fuel economy is better for everything. Now, speaking of better fuel economy, we have 5 drive modes on this vehicle. We'll demonstrate that on the drive, but I just want to tell you about it. The 5 drive modes, you can switch them around. One of them is Eco. Eco will actually will help deliver the power the best way for you while getting you the best fuel economy. There's a Sport to open it up. There's a Normal. We also have 2 that are really good. For winter, we have Slippery. Now, Slippery will change the way that your traction control systems and everything else are working to keep you safe on the road while allowing you to drive. And we also have a sand or a snow mode, which actually will change our dynamics again with our automatic 4-wheel drive. Speaking of the automatic 4-wheel drive system, this is a very advanced system. We can actually put 100% of the power either the front or the rear. So it allows you to put actually the power where you need it, when you need it, to get you safe and get you moving around. Now, I want you to take a quick look at the inside here because it's a gorgeous interior and we're very comfortable with it. Now, this is obviously larger than your Fiesta, which we've been talking about, and this gives you a lot of space. Now, one of the things that's really neat ergonomically, if you can see here, is they actually have a rotary dial. The rotary dial just allows us to actually reach into stuff without banging into the drive stick or anything else. Actually has a wireless charger, which I'll show you on the test drive. which is really nice. Now we all carry cell phones and everything else nowadays. So one of the coolest features we have is Ford Pass. So Ford Pass is complimentary through Ford. Now they have Ford Pass rewards, so you can earn points when you buy vehicles, when you get oil changes, when you maintain your vehicle, which you can use at the Ford store, which is great. That also gives you a remote start. That actually gives you a map, so if we're hiking in some remote areas or something, it always helps lead you right back to where your vehicle is. It also has a parking feature, so when we're downtown trying to find a parking spot, it can actually tell you where a parking spot is, which is really handy to have. Now, one of the cool things on is My Journey. Now, My Journey really tells you, it gives you the best advice on how to drive your vehicle to get the most bang for your buck. We've talked about fuel economy. We talked about keeping that carbon footprint down a little bit. This allows us to do it. We can actually review our drive and how we're hard accelerating here or there, which allows us to kind of change what we want to do, and allows us to change our driving habits, which is going to put more money in your pocket, and it's also going to keep less emissions in the air, which is really nice to have. Now, a couple other features we're going to demonstrate on the drive. We talked about the adaptive cruise and everything else. I want to show you the parking. So I know we like to park downtown, so this one actually has a parking system for you, and it's a really next generation parking system. What My Parking System allows you to do on this vehicle, it'll read it and allow you to parallel park or perpendicular park. And all you have to do is you have to hold the button. It measures the space, it knows you fit, you hold the button, it'll go in or pull itself out and wiggle its way in to make sure you're there, and all you have to do is hold the button. If you're uncomfortable, you release the button, it stops. It'll go forward and backwards, it'll shift automatically, which is nice to have that electronic shift with us. The other thing it'll do, if you're pinned in a parallel parking situation, it'll help wiggle you out because it knows exactly how big the vehicle is, so it allows you to be nice and comfortable for it. Okay, so there's some really cool things I'm going to show you. So if you want, step inside and sort of tell you about the navigation system and everything else that's been improved. We'll go for a drive, see what you think.